My name is Albert Corey. The world knows me as the Taxman. Welcome to the Rock Your Bottom podcast. That it's going to be seen on JDTV. We'll be on YouTube and platforms and audio across the world. Well, today we have a very, very special treat. We have Patti Jo Grover. She lives in Maine, and she's going to give us some simple strategies that you can grow your business and your life to the next level. Okay, Miss Patti Jo, introduce yourself and tell us what you do.
Hello, everybody, and thank you for having me on, Albert. It is a pleasure to be here with you and your viewers and listeners. You know, I'm known as the goal achievement strategist. I help people to get from where they are currently finding themselves to where they want to be. Many people don't even allow themselves to dream and really be curious about what the future could hold for them. They can have more, they can be more, and they can do more. You know, it is just as simple as that. But it does take work. It doesn't happen for anyone overnight. There's work and effort that needs to go into place. And what I teach people is conquering skills education. So, and that it's as simple as that. Many people know the author Wayne Dyer. If you see him in my background here, Wayne Dyer is one of my favorite authors and speakers, you know, and one of the things he says is it's never crowded along that extra mile. Well, that extra mile, most people would think those are the people that are up top and there's not too many of them. There aren't too many of them, but really you need to think of it this way. That extra mile isn't what you're walking up here. It's the work and effort that you're putting in to build that strong foundation, to build your biggest, most bodacious dreams and goals upon. You have to put the work and effort into creating that foundation so that it will hold strong and steady for you as you're going along your journey to make your dreams and goals become realities. So yeah, Albert, that's what I do. That's what I teach in conquering skills education.
Sorry. How did you get into this? Because that's not something that I graduated at University of South Florida, but that's not something that you learned in real school. So how did you learn that?
Well, Albert, I won't go into a real long story about my history, but I had a childhood that most people couldn't conceive, let alone believe. And so that struggle and stuff that I went through as a child affected me well into my adulthood. You know, I've had 3 failed marriages and divorces, very difficult situations going through. And until I took the time after my 3rd divorce to take the time to finally learn to know, like, trust, and ultimately love myself, that is when everything started to come together and make sense. But the thing is, there weren't a lot of support services and everything available at that time for me. So I had to do a lot of research and a lot of studying and reaching out. I had people that I mentored with, and really helped me, to get those skills that I was lacking in because I didn't get them as a child. So from that, I was able to put together what I teach people now. And so the products and services that I developed are because I had a necessity to do that. And it's some things, and I like to tell people, the things that I work with people on, sometimes it's not that we've never heard of them. It's the system that I have put together by utilizing all these things that have made it make sense in today's world. And I primarily work with women, but there are men also that if they choose to listen to a woman who has been there, I've walked a mile in those shoes. So when you've walked a mile in those shoes, it's much easier to work with people who are familiar with struggles, and you can help them. And the difference that it makes in their life is priceless.
Cool. I know from knowing you, by the way, she's part of my 101 hacks, where if you show up, we met each other, guess what, during COVID online, and we've known each other since. So she is one of my 101 hacks that if you start showing up and hanging out in the right Facebook groups and not worry, start showing up in the right Facebook groups and not on Facebook worrying about, and worrying about who you went to high school with. No, you want to go into groups that are going to push you to the next level. Business owners, are you looking to increase your cash flow? You have a right to ticket to get what you want in life? Look no further. My name is Albert Corey, and I've been in business for almost 39 years. Next year will be my 40th. American business owners last only 10 years. I've done this 4 times. As an accountant, I have over 107 systems and processes in place that I made over 7 figures consistently. Want to learn my almost top secret systems? You can by texting Taxman to 26786 or visit freegiftalbert.com. Funny thing is, and one of the cool things also she does, and I never got to ask her this, is she has a Frisbee golf course and she lives in Maine. So can I ask you a crazy question? How did you get into doing a Frisbee golf course?
Well, Albert, my husband and I used to own a KOA campground franchise. So we had women who were coming to play in the women's nationals, the national championships, and they had come to play at, they stayed with us in cabins at our KOA campground, and they were practicing because we had a little 9-hole pitch and putt there. And I really hadn't seen women play before that. I had only seen guys out there checking the plastic. So when I saw the ladies, I was like, wow, okay. So we went to the local course that was supporting them, where they were having the national championship, and watched them. And it was unbelievable. I mean, what these women were doing in comparison to what the men were doing, it was fantastic. So, watch them, and actually we put in for a drawing, and I won like $1,000 worth of stuff. I won, discs. I won a backpack to carry them in, and we won a basket to practice in, and everything. So from there, I just got into it, and I love the sport. It's something that anybody from the age of 2 to 92 can play, to get out, get fresh air, walk around. So cool. With that, yeah. So we have just over 25 acres here for our disc golf course, and we're in Maine. We're a pay-to-play course, whereas a lot of places in the southern part of the country are at city or county parks, so they're free for people to go play.
Very cool. What are 3 things, because we're about at Taxman Productions, what are 3 things you can teach us? Give me 3 tips we can use now with strategies to grow.
Okay. Well, and for anybody, whether you're getting started, whether you're just getting started, or whether you've been around for a while, what I teach everybody is you have to have that curiosity that's greater than your fears. So for anybody just trying to get started with, opening a business, because maybe you've worked as a corporate employee and now the companies have closed their doors and you're needing to start something else. Or again, maybe you're brand new at getting out into a workforce and you want to have your own business. You just have to have that curiosity that's greater than your fears.
Second one.
The second one is you have to have the courage to work through the difficult times, because there are going to be difficult times. Life happens to every single one of us, whether we're ready for it or not.
And our last one.
You have to be consistent. Once you put together those smarter plans, you need to have that consistency. Put planning days into your calendar so that you can track your measurables. Because what happens if you're not tracking those, you can get way off track and off the rails too far before you even realize you're over budget with your time, your money, or your energy.
Very cool. Now, she told me as a special favor, because we've been buds for over a year, she's got a cool gift that we want to give out. So Miss Patti Jo, please give me how they can get the gift and what it is.
Well, if you text the word goal, GOAL, to 26786, I have gifts that will come right to your inbox. And what you're going to do is you're going to find out a little bit more about me, but I am the goal achievement strategist, and the Conquering Skills Education, it's all about putting some work into that. You need to dig deep. So you're going to get some information that's going to help you to determine what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, what your opportunities are, and what threats you have that you're facing, because we need to get you from where you are to where you want to be. We need to know where you are to start with. So I'm going to give you the tools to get there and get that first part, take that first step so that we can get you to achieving your dreams and goals.
Guys, thank you. You're now been listening to Miss Patti Jo, the gold strategist, on the Rock Your Bottom podcast. I'm seeing on all different platforms. If you're watching this on Facebook, YouTube, JDTV, podcast, whatever you are, I always say sharing is caring. And please leave us comments below, and we will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.